lives in total darkness at depths of up to a mile below sea level, and what has been referred to as the midnight zone. Down here, don't be afraid of the dark. Be afraid of the light. The light is a lure wielded by our champion of the weird, the deep-sea anglerfish. The lure is created by bioluminescent bacteria that live inside the angler. It drifts through the water, flashing its beacon, waiting for something to take the bait. This squid thinks it's found an easy meal. A fatal mistake. The squid was smaller than the angler, but had it been bigger, the anglerfish is prepared. This far down, meals are few and far between, so to make the most of every opportunity, this anglerfish has evolved a distending jaw and expandable stomach. Want more weird? We have it. This is a black devil angler. A female, to be precise. She is after this fish. It's not a meal, it's her mate. This is the male black devil angler. A specialized scent organ locks in on the ladies. If it's difficult to find food this deep, it's even more difficult to find a girlfriend. Deep-sea anglerfish solve the problem by having extremely clingy relationships and never letting go. Ever. The male bites into her belly. His body releases an enzyme. That dissolves the skin under the bite and fuses his mouth to her body. Then the two become one. He will draw sustenance from her for the rest of his life. In return, the female has a ready supply of sperm for whenever she's ready to mate.
Viper fish. In addition to the two species discovered in late Miocene fossil records, viperfish species currently number 9. These fish can grow up to 23 inches in length and are about a foot long. They come in dark, silvery, or black hues. Due to their iridescence, they shine in even the dimmest of lights. Photophores run the length of the belly of viperfish. According to scientists, the fish use them to help them blend in with their surroundings because of how dark it is. Additionally, right in front of their dorsal fin, they have a bioluminescent spine that protrudes upward.
Climate change. Twisting and twirling atop the muddy ooze, these unassuming worm-like creatures have a surprising connection to Earth's climate. Meet the acorn worms, a group scientists call Enteropnusta. Named for their acorn-shaped front end, these animals are actually more closely related to humans than to worms. Enteropnus have a rudimentary nerve cord that is similar to ours. They also breathe oxygen using structures similar to a fish's gills. With advanced robots and time-lapse cameras that can withstand the harsh conditions of the deep, our team is learning more about how deep-sea acorn worms live and their important ecological contributions. A constant rain of particles connects the ocean surface to deep-sea communities far below. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere mixes into the ocean at the surface. Tiny plant-like plankton transform carbon dioxide into organic material and are then eaten by larger animals. As the animals eat, poop, and die, they create a flurry of organic material known as marine snow. The sinking snow moves nutrients and carbon all the way down to the deep sea floor, where bottom-dwelling animals, like our friends the acorn worms, enjoy a bountiful feast. This cycle is known as the biological pump. Deep-sea Enteropneus roam the seafloor, feasting on organic material mixed in the mud. In food-rich areas, they feed in a tight circular pattern. When an area is depleted, they empty their gut to become buoyant so they could float off to a more fruitful patch of food. In some places, large numbers of acorn worms dot the seafloor. Even when we don't see the worms themselves, we often see their unique trails, revealing their reach across the ocean floor. Scientists think that bottom-dwelling scavengers, like acorn worms and sea cucumbers, are responsible for completely recycling the top layers of sediment within a matter of weeks. Acorn worms are connected to us through the carbon cycle. They play a significant role in the redistribution of sediment and nutrients in deep-sea communities. As they do their part to help regulate climate, we could do our part by drastically reducing our carbon dioxide emissions. This is George Matsumoto from MBARI's Education and Research Team. If you'd like to learn more about the amazing animals of the deep, follow MBARI on YouTube.
There are around 400 different species of snailfish. As a family, snailfish are found in a wide variety of habitats. They are typically small, tadpole-shaped fish that live in temperate to cold waters. Different species of snailfish display an array of interesting adaptations to their distinct marine environments, such as an antifreeze protein in the skin of Antarctic species. Some species inhabit shallow waters, while other species inhabit the deepest part of the ocean, called the hadal zone. The hadal zone is between 20,000 and 36,000 feet deep. This area represents 45% of the ocean's depth range, but remains one of Earth's least explored habitats. The hadal zone includes the Mariana Trench, home to the deepest point on Earth. The deepest point of the trench is at about 36,000 feet. The pressure is over 8 tons per square inch. One of the inhabitants of the trench is a snailfish species called the Mariana snailfish. This species is the deepest fish ever recorded with proper evidence of its depth and species identification. This snailfish has been found down to about 26,000 feet deep. Snailfish are believed to be the most common vertebrates in the hadal environment. They are thought to be able to handle pressures equal to the weight of 1,600 elephants. All deep-sea creatures must cope with their cold, dark, and extreme pressure environment. For species like snailfish to live in the extreme pressure of the hadal zone, they have to have certain adaptations. Hadal snailfish have skeletons mostly made of cartilage, with gaps in their skulls, making their bodies more equipped to handle the pressure. They have no scales, lack functional eyes, and they feed on small crustaceans. Their flesh may be near translucent. The bodies of deep-sea snailfish essentially melt when they are brought to the surface because of the lack of pressure. Outside of the hadal zone, some species of snailfish like to lay their eggs in the gill chambers of king crabs. Over 800 eggs may be deposited. The snailfish eggs compress the crab's gills, resulting in gill necrosis, which may result in the death of